Welcome in, DIYers. Today we're looking at 4 tips of things that you need to do when staining a floating dock. Now the same principles can go for a deck, but this just happens to be a floating dock that we're working on today. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of flaking paint. That tells me that this dock takes a lot of abuse from the sun. And it's needed to be done for quite a while, so we're going to go ahead and take care of it. The first tip that you have to do is you have to pressure wash. Now this attachment that I've got on the pressure washer here makes life much easier. You can cover a much larger surface. You don't have to worry about using the small nozzles that only get a couple square inches at a time. This actually covers about an 11-inch radius. So you can get a lot of ground covered in a shorter amount of time. It's important that you go over the entire dock or deck. You have to get all of it pressure washed. The reason you want to pressure wash is not to strip everything off of the deck or the dock. The reason that you pressure wash is to get all of the dirt, the debris, the dust, anything that could be on that deck that you do not want to seal in. Now, can that be flaking paint? Absolutely. But the purpose of it is not to take the paint off. The purpose of it is to get it clean so that you don't seal in anything that you don't want. Now, with the condition that this dock was in, it is going to unfortunately need to be stripped all the way down to pretty much the bare wood. So we are going to use this attachment, pressure wash the entire thing. Now I'm going to go back with the nozzle that we talked about earlier. And I'm going to use that to get a little bit closer on any trouble spots. So if you have any areas where there is some paint kind of flaking up, this does offer a little bit more power and it will get some of those trouble spots cleared up that the bigger attachment was not able to get. So then I typically run back over the whole thing a little bit further away just to kind of blow off anything that might still be there. Hopefully get down in some of the cracks. But we've pretty much got everything stripped off that we can with the pressure washer. It's cleaned and stripped off. Now, the second thing you want to do, if it's in the condition this was in, is you want to sand the dock. Now this that I'm using is kind of like a Swiffer, except it has a sanding pad on the bottom of it instead of a cleaning pad. So it's the same kind of concept, but it allows you to sand the dock without having to be on your hands and knees the entire time, so it makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to sand over the entire dock and just make sure that anything loose, any paint, any debris that may still be there is being sanded over so that we have a nice smooth surface for us to stain over. This does take a little bit of time and it can be hard on the back, but it is a necessary step if you're going to get the best possible stain and seal on the dock. We're going to go ahead and use a blower to blow off any dust, any debris that may have been sanded up, any flakes of paint that were still there. And we're just going to get that all blown off the dock so that we don't have any of that still hanging around. So now we're going to go ahead and cut in around the ladder and anything else on the dock so that we can use a paint sprayer, which is the idea here. We're trying to move the process along as quick as possible. So we're going to cut in around the ladder and the kayak rack just a couple of feet so that when we go to spray, we don't have to get too close to those items. Now for this, you will just use a standard paint roller, and paint pan. There's nothing fancy about it. If you choose to roll the entire dock or deck, you can do that, and it's just going to be a typical paint roller. You can use the 3/8 nap. If you want to, you can use a 1/2-inch nap. Kind of personal preference on that, but there's nothing fancy about it. It's just the typical paint roller. Now we're going to move on to spraying. So we've got this paint sprayer that I got off of Amazon for about 25 bucks. We're going to check it out. I am wearing safety goggles for my eye safety and a respirator for my lung safety. You do not want to breathe any of this in, and you don't want any of that getting in your eyes. Clearly I've got dirty clothes on, something that I don't mind getting more paint on because it already has some on there. So just a few things to kind of get yourself prepped for that. So this paint sprayer, like I said, I got it off of Amazon for 25 bucks, and I've used it one other time, and it worked really well to do a fence and part of another deck. I typically don't like to spray decks because they are so close to the house. You do worry about overspray getting on the house. But this is a little different. There's no house close to this, so you don't have to worry about the overspray. Now, one thing I did run into was the angle that you have to hold this sprayer at was a little bit too much for it to actually work the way that you want it to. So I ended up taking it apart, trying to clean it out, trying to figure out what was going on. It may have been that the paint was a little too thick, but I think that combined with the angle that it was held at just made it not a good fit for this particular job. So as you can see, I'm taking the nozzle apart there, trying to clean out anything that's in there. No luck on that. But this paint sprayer is an easy one to take apart and clean. So that is a positive. So you can check them out on Amazon, 25 bucks. They are good for pretty much any application you need that is on a vertical surface. You can see this is kind of working, but it just was kind of spitting and inconsistent. So I decided to go away from that method. So we're going to go ahead and pack up the sprayer for the day. And unfortunately, we are going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Now, to spare you the time and energy, I went ahead and just did that and did not include that in the video. But here you can see I'm finishing off the dock with the roller, going old school on that, but it is going to turn out just fine. As you can see, the dock turned out great. Now, the only downside to that is I have a ton more to do. Unfortunately, the dock wasn't the only thing that needed stained. So there's about 18 steps, another deck, and a porch that all needs done. The last tip is to use 2 coats of stain anytime that you strip the dock or deck down to bare wood. It will soak it up very quickly on the first coat, and it will need a second coat. That's all the basics of stripping, staining, and sealing a dock or deck. We'll see you next time.